required. Very first thing is listening to people, because you deal with basically with so many employees. Or if you are in a big organization like us, or I was working in sale also, there also it was a total number of employees were more than 1 lakh. Those days, now it has come to 70, 80,000. In our company, it is more than 1,000. So there are unions. They will come and discuss with you. So first of all, you should listen to them what they say. Many times, they come and try to bluff you and fool you. You just listen attentively and carefully. You can put some counterpoint. See if it is, they will get their it is immediately, it is punctured. They're what they're going to try to bluff you on. As the first thing is, you have to listen patiently. What if somebody, one individual come and say his grievances or his problems or his demands, you just listen to them. And second thing is patience. Now what happens, as I was telling you, when people come and talk to you, see, many people are agitated. Many times there are 2-3 unions are there in every company. There will be bigger company, there more than 1 or 2 unions will be there. Whatever you deal with one person, the other union will be having suspicion. Straight away they'll come and start shouting and jumping and all. You have patience. You should not react. See, many times you get irritated. I have, out of so many years of experience, if people come and start telling nonsense and they are talking in a very loud way and shouting and all, see, we get irritated. But first thing, you should not react. I mean, you listen to them, as I told. Then you listen to them 2-3 minutes. Their their frustration is reduced. I mean, what they wanted to tell, the anger is reduced. Very first thing. Second thing, you ask some minor simple queries. Why this is, why not that, I have not. Then what happens? Their anger and agitation is definitely reduced. And in any case, you all must be knowing that the communication is proper. Either principle of communication. Communication is, when you communicate, you should, what you are trying to say each other, two parties, you should understand first. That is the most important. Now, in that understanding, more than 50% of understanding takes place when you are attentively listening. But just talking means, it doesn't mean that what you want to tell is he has heard. Or when he is talking, you counter. See, what happens? It is question of misunderstanding will be more than understanding. So you listen carefully, patiently, and maintain your cool. This is one of the most important thing of HR, because many people, union and many some indisciplined employees are there, will be there. They'll come and provoke you. They want to provoke you. They want to lose your temper and they want to talk rubbish. Then if you are patient, no, they are frustrated. I'll give you one example. You must be knowing V. Krishnamurthy. He was the chairman of Steel Authority of India Limited. That is in 80s and early 90s. He was the most successful chairman in India itself. In many companies he had worked. So many universities have given him doctorate thing. So when I was in SAIL, till he joined these officers associations, unions and all, they come and in the meeting they'll bang, shout and many things, whatever they want, they have to get and do. But when Mr. V. Krishnamurthy came, nothing was happening. All stopped within 6 months. I asked one of the very famous leader, what that you used to get earlier, whatever you do illegal, immoral things and all, used to get it done through management. Why it is not possible with him? But I don't find he is not shouting, he is not opening his mouth. The main problem is our strategy. When we come, with the management, who are MDAs or CMD, we first start shouting, bang table, and we unnerve him. And whereas this man, new man, he never get unnerved. He doesn't speak much. He speaks only few words. So whatever we demand, nothing, because we are getting frustrated in the meeting. So what happens? Our demands get diluted. So this is the main. As I told you, there are so many factors. These three are very important. That listening, patience, and cool mind. Don't get agitated. In addition to that, you should know your company's rules and regulations, labor legislations, whatever is there. Those things you should know. So when somebody comes and asks, you should be able to answer properly. Of course, with, as I told you, cool head, a level head. Anything else? I
Yes,
think
yes,
I've
yes,
clarified.
Chandan. Yes, Chandan. Now, yeah, Akshita.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
My name is Chandan for MBA department.
Yeah.
My question is that what metrics would you use to measure the success in this role?
See, I'll tell you, we have got in the beginning of the year, we give KPIs for each. Our company has got, even in our steel authority was there.
Wait one second, madam.
We have got key performance areas of each person. He is depending on the job he is doing and depending on the targets company has given him based on the requirement of the company. Now that is reviewed regularly, once in 3 months, once in 4 months, like whatever the key performance areas, the job assignments have been given, what is the progress, what is his problem, whether he is doing it properly or not. That is one of the things. Now, job satisfaction. See, a person who is working, if he is having job satisfaction, means he is doing his job properly. So other, if he is not happy, means he is not comfortable. There may be other reasons, but this could be one of the reasons. And productivity. See, we have given certain job, the productivity should be there. I mean, he is happy or he is not happy, but production is not taking place. The results are not coming. Then there is one of the measures. And see, in a company, average length of service and attrition rate. See, if more number of employees are staying for longer period, that means they are happy and they are doing the work also properly. If people are leaving and attrition is high, then that is something is wrong with the system and maybe they are not working. Regular communication, you understand, take feedback from others. His see 360-degree appraisals or his subordinates, colleagues, talk to them separately and find out. These are the methods we adopt now.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So, what are the major changes that have been adopted in the area of HR owing to the current scenario of uncertainty?
See, this is this basically COVID. If you are talking, we are taking the action of COVID only. These are all temporary measures. Long term, we have not yet done because we have started allowing people to work from home, etc. Okay. But actually, what I am telling in our company now, it's a labor oriented. It's not a IT type company. We produce pellets here. In Steel Authority, they are making steel, both from steel industry, but Steel Authority is a bigger organization from that is raw materials to finished product they are doing. Here, basically raw material only. But more here, see now, over a period of time, this lot of our workload was too many, manpower was too high. Number of employees too high. Now, because of computerization of many of the jobs, what has happened? We have been reducing the manpower. Retirement is taking place. We have introduced VRS, etc., to reduce the manpower. But it has been, many of the activities has been computerized. So the workload or the demands have been reduced, but is taken care by the machines. Even mechanization in the plant where production activities are mechanized, more and more mechanization is taking place, and because of that, accuracy is better. It will be, the safety is better. Accidents are reduced. Another thing is, there are many in being our public sector, our employees, they are unlike private company. This we cannot take very strong disciplinary actions. Second, here jobs security is there. Up to the age of 60, they can work. I cannot dismiss anybody here just like that. It's a very, very tedious and long procedure. Even if we, with great difficulty, we have dismissed, people go to court and some of them, not all, some of them have come back. So the commitment level is our fear of God is less in our. It's a fact. I'm telling you. In any public sector, it is like this. Maybe some new small public sectors it may be different, but other old public sectors, you go see, fear of management or fear of higher ups are less here compared to private sector. And private sector, they have got a lot of freedom and they can take any action. We have to follow government guidelines, not only labor laws. So there are separate guidelines which is other than over and above this labor legislation, which is not having by private person. So what we have done, we have reduced so much of manpower, but we are not recruiting the regular employees. As much as possible, we are reducing. We are outsourcing. Basic security, housekeeping, maintenance. Many of the jobs are we have outsourced. What happens? Outsource, of course, we give it to a contractor. He will do 2 years, 3 years. He take the contract, and then, of course, the services are provided by them, and we make the payment. And it for us, even cars and all, we are disposing of cars. Drivers, we are not keeping. What in that happens, it is more cost benefits also. More than that, service is better, and they are available all the time. Duty hours, our people, 8 hours means they work for 4-5 hours. Other time, they relax. Or, I can't tell much on that. So more outsource is taking place, more mechanization is taking place, more computerization is taking place. Latest we have started is it work from home, because it was not there in our company. But here now, because of COVID, we have started. I think we may continue to some extent in future also.
Thank you, sir. Sir, my question is that what is a common behavior do most of the successful members of the team exhibit?
See, one, I'll tell you, the successful manager, you mean to say.
Yes, sir.
See, that one is very clear. They're quite confident when compared to anybody else, quite confident. And the forthcoming, some people, you say the average are they avoid people, top bosses, some of them. But whereas a successful person, he wants job, he wants work. So he will go and meet people, seniors, colleagues and all. One, confidence level is more. Second, he look for the job. Third, he is friendly. Mostly, one of them are the successful managers, little proud of themselves, and some people, few of them will have arrogance. To some extent, attitude will have, but majority of them are quite friendly. They're mixing with people, top, bottom, and all. And they're always punctual. And second thing is they're always available on phone anyway, and attendance will be very high. Some of them don't take all the leaves available to them. So they forgo, but they attend to duties. And they will feel proud of what they are doing also. That is reflected in their face itself, or when the way they talk to people. They are easily identifiable.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Focusing on core competencies, how human capital advantages make companies to generate larger profit margins?
See, any company, any business, it is the people who deliver. Okay. You have machineries, or you have got money, or everything. But if you don't have a person to work properly, or if you don't have people to perform, to maintain the time, cost, etc., whatever you have will be a waste. See, if you have good people, efficient people, and happy people, naturally, they work more, they perform more, commitment will be more. If that is there, the productivity will be more, output will be more. You have everything. You have one simple example. You have a Maruti 800 car, you have a very high-ended car. If the driver is not good, there is no point in the big cars. See, the human capital is the most important capital in any of the business. That is the bottom line. But of course, it depends on how management also, they should keep them well. Their retention should be there. They should treat them with a lot of money. Of course, you have to pay good salary, no doubt. But you have to give respect and talk to them and give them. The employees should feel that they're given due importance, and they should feel happy. Then their output, commitment, and the focus on the job will be more. But as I told, unhappy person, you don't know. Unhappy person is there. See, even whatever the best safety measures you provide, if unhappy, some mistakes may happen. So accident means at times it could be fatal also. At times we can cut his hand in our plants and all. Even as I told, driver, if he is happy, he'll be driving properly. If he is not happy, some worry is coming from his son or wife or something, so he may hit. There could be an accident. So if employees are not good, not committed, then whatever that will become secondary. Primary is employees. There is no doubt about it. Many people are, at least private company, they don't understand that. But this is a fact.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how are you engaging the employees during COVID-19?
See, COVID-19 is a very funny situation because not funny, very serious situation, and it is affecting the entire country's economy, health, tension. See, it is unprecedented. That is as far as I know. In my lifetime, I have not seen like this. There are sometimes, once in Surat there was a plague, something like sometimes in dengue and all. But this is throughout the world, everywhere this problem is there. And it is very difficult to quarantine and social distance and all is fine. But for common people, common man, the persons who work in the field and all, market, the daily wage workers and all, it's very difficult for them. Because what happens, they are losing their livelihood. See, some people are giving some food, rice, oil. Many people, they do to show in the newspaper print, but they are not taking care of 100% of the requirement. I don't blame them, but still that is there. And second thing, livelihood is the last. What they will do? Particularly, I told child labor is banned in India, and you all know that child labor is taking place throughout India. Now, child laborers are already they are exploited. Now they are completely exploited. They are supposing they are getting 100 rupees per day, they get 50 rupees. They are getting two meals, they will get one meal, but job is same, or maybe little more they have to. So that is generally speaking. In our company, see what is happening. Their government is issuing, because outside the government company, government is issuing every 15 days and all certain guidelines. They have given SOPs, what should be done, what should not be done, etc. So that we are following like all other government companies. Basic things are that the cleanliness. Anybody who enters our office, anybody, maybe any employee or contract labor or outsider, first there is a temperature gun. They test the temperature. If it is very high, they ask him to go. Then everywhere we have provided sanitizer. We have provided this mask. See, I'm in my room. That's why I'm not wearing the mask. Otherwise, the company has given me. And in plant, it is more strict. It's a corporate office. Our number of employees are less, so spacious. Space is also more. I can maintain the social distance. We have certain things like canteens we have closed, cooking we have closed, because people will come and sit together and eat. No, then we stop. We take home type, delivery. What we do, we prepare and we serve it on the table itself, and there social distance is maintained. And our doctors are there. We are every day we are see not only temperature. We are oximetry is also instrument is there. How much oxygen is there in your blood? Those things we are testing of every employees, including contract laborers. And our chairman is very particular, and our vigilance one is even more particular. So that we are afraid of him, more afraid of than CMD. We are more afraid of CEO. So such things have been taken, and there are certain. So initially, some people had gone out; they could not come back. Then we have granted leave, additional leave, so that the social distance is maintained, cleanliness is maintained. But at the same time, office business should not suffer. We are producing our pellets in Mangalore. Their plant is there. With all the government guidelines, what they are giving, we are following. With, of course, protective like mask, face shield. It full face it comes. Face shield, mask, all those things have been given to our employees and workers. Also in our colonies there, where our quarters are there in Mangalore. There also in the same system, even employees and their children and family, we have advised them to follow the distance, and we have kept 2-3 security persons. So they will watch. Sometimes evenings, some young boys and girls, they used to sit together and talk, and so those things and all have been stopped. Parties and functions and all, everything have been stopped. Work from home is there. Wherever possible, they have to work from home is allowed. That is one major thing is work from home. We have been hearing this from IT company. We had never done this earlier. Now we have started doing it.
Thank you, sir. So the question is, during lockdown time, there was no much hiring happening in corporate. How do they handle the situation, sir?
No. What is happening in many places, many companies, their activities also reduced. See, our activities has come down. Production is come down. See, what happens? You require also less manpower, but you can't help it. It's a very difficult situation. Now, in our company, what happens? For example, we are outsourcing gardening and housekeeping and all. So what happened? Even those people who are coming, we are having some 40% are there exclusively for this. There also people are not coming initially. Now they are coming. Initially, what we did, see, housekeeping we started, we continued cleaning, but gardening we have reduced to some extent. Every day gardening maintenance is to take place. That is reduced. In production also, certain production area, because demand was also not there for selling. So it is, it varies from company to company. But of course, the employees are reduced, availability, and production is also, work is also reduced. So we have to manage. We have managed like that. Many companies also have to do that. And another car, we have to hire 2 cars. We have got our own company cars, but 2 more we used to hire. Now, because of COVID, there is no movement. Nobody can go out. Even if you go, there won't be. Even now, with so much of relaxation, see, our departments are not. Government is open. They say people will be less. Other companies are not working in full term. So our movement within the city or outside is also reduced. So the 2 car we discontinue. We were hiring, no, that discontinue. Or we have got our own car. Within that we are managing, but still it is not 25 to 30% of what it used to be. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how do you do manpower planning in the organization?
See, ours is a little funny situation. Unlike other companies, ours was a very, very, very big company. Even also it's big, but earlier big. We are having our own mines in Kudremukh. In 2006, what happened? Long back, of course. Because of this, that Kudremukh is declared as a national park. See, it is only there are 13 national parks in the entire world. There, naturally the animals and other are there. Any activities, production or mining or anything in that area is banned. So it is an order from Supreme Court. All industries have to close there, except some hotels and things like that. So our mining activity closed in 2006. After that, till now, we have not got any mines from anywhere. Even now, we are hoping to get one. It will take some more 1 or 2 years. Because we have started iron ore, what we are getting from Kudremukh iron mines. We started buying from NMDC and other places. But we had manpower planning in our company. So far, it has been reduction, not addition. What we have around more than 3,000 employees now, we have reduced to 2,000 now. By introducing normal separations were there and more of voluntary retirement. This is one of the very successful scheme in our company, because nowadays people working in public sector, you offer voluntary, they will not go, they will not avail that, because whatever the money you give in public sector, workload pressure compared to private is less. And salary, whether all the pay scales for everybody. There are 10 scales, all employees have to fit within those 10 scales. So anybody in one scale pay band, the 100% are there, means all are paid equally. Whether you are working, how much you work, how much less you work, how much more you work. This is the system, not public sector. So you know that mainly in more than 50% people will be less than what they are supposed to do. There are some people, they are really good. 30 to 25 to 30% they do. What they do, those people, even what happens, even the seniors, they go and ask only the people who work more, around 30%. So they're sincere and efficient. They work more than what our normal person does, but others do less work. So because of this, we have reduced manpower by removing non-executives, workers. We have not recruited at all, and our plan was also outsourcing. Earlier there used to be a cook in our guest house. We are outsourcing. Cleaning, housekeeping, gardening, our maintenance, particularly in plant maintenance, is all our regular employees used to do. Now per employee, our 1.5 to 2 lakhs is per month cost to company is coming. Whereas we are outsourcing it, it will be hardly around 40-50,000 plus the quality of work will be more. So our manpower planning is a reduction. Now it has almost come to last time. We cannot further reduce. Whereas executives, we are some sort of manpower planning is doing, because one is that whoever the manpower available, they were specialized in some different areas, but we have retrained and used in different areas. Because we could not afford to engage more number of employees or appoint employees because of surplus manpower we had because of closing of the mines. But of course, there are some now separations are more. Now, next 5 years, around 150 people will be going. Definitely, those places we have to fill up by, if not 150 means at least some 50, 60, we have to recruit. And there are certain areas, specialized skills, finance, doctors or HR. Those are the areas we have to recruit from outside only. And again, we are having the list of employees when they are leaving or separating, at what level. We have the list. See, there are next 5 years. Every year, how many persons are retiring, and at what level? Somebody may be junior manager, somebody may be general manager, somebody may be middle management and all. Based on that, we make a study. How many persons we have to take, when we have to take, like accordingly we are planning. It is not. I mean, I can say ours is more of a planning to reduce than increase. So now, in future, we have to take care because reduction has taken precedence. We have to recruit, and recruitment is very costly nowadays. So government now, today we have got the 2007 wage revision also has taken place. A junior manager, management trainee joins, he gets around 80, cost to come 80,000 to 1 lakh. No private company gives this much in the beginning. So it becomes costly to the company. So we very carefully, we have to decide on that. Of course, the requirement now, new projects are coming. So our requirement is increased now, and manpower is going, and we have to induct some people at different levels. Based on the requirement, separation, and our cost, all these things we consider, and we have a top level committee that will discuss and decide. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what are the obligations companies have to their employees in situation like threat to COVID-19?
See, obligations means, unlike private company and all, no, as I told you, I cannot remove anybody. And I cannot cut salary for anybody. See, in private company, in many places, because production, and I don't blame private companies are bad. I'm not telling that way, because somebody is in business, he has to run and he has to earn money. Otherwise, whereas government companies, it is a different government policies are different, welfare state. So we cannot reduce. But what we have done, some people, when the lockdown declared in March 24th, first it was declared. So many people were outside, and and after that we made it. See, our company had worked March 24th onwards is exempted companies. Unlike other many companies have closed. It is in our company we have opened our even steel plant. Continuous production has to take place. It will be affected. So there, and also in here we continuous every day we have worked. But see, some people could not come. They had gone out and they didn't come. Say somebody had gone to Chennai or somebody has gone to say within Karnataka, say Hubli, Dharwad. So no, there was a restriction on movement. No, so those time what we did, we have special leave we have granted. Though they could not come, they did not attend duty. Normal situation, in such situation, they have to take leave of their own leave. We have granted leave, additional leave. And second thing we are doing now, that even workers in our plant, inside the plant, see, we have hired some cooks. There is a kitchen. Every day we are preparing food there only, and we are providing free food. And we are not allowed people to go out, because if you are going out, no, then you may catch that virus. So we have provided some accommodation, all those things we have done. Basic big thing is that nobody removed. We have paid salary, things like that. Anything else you want particular question on this or any query?
Nothing.
No, sir.
Next
Yeah.
question.
Sir, can you share us the training programs conducted in an organization?
See, we have got a special training department ourselves in our company itself. Now, what happens? Many times we send sponsor outside also, depending on we get some advertisements or some requests, or we see we send outside. In addition to that, DP, Department of Public Enterprise, they conduct very specialized high-level trainings. Conducted IIM, IIT, and things like that. Every year we sponsor. It is free of cost. Government is on the travel fair and etc. In addition that, we have got our own training department. We at least a person is covered. In every employee is covered at least two working days minimum training we are covering on. There are different topics like corporate governance, HR analytics, audit, cyber security, and then negotiation skills, conflict management, statutory labor, for example, for HR department, labor legislations, and problem solving and decision making. These are the different topics for the managers, and of course, the skill development, different programs are there for operators, different operators, for electricians, mechanic. There are different plans. Well, our senior, that is all done by our in-house, those things by our senior engineers. They train the workers. They may be mechanics, electricians, or quality for test for chemists, those people. So it is all in-house, and at least three working days minimum into number of employees are conducted. Sponsored also, outside sponsorship, DP program, all those things.
So what do we need to do to make the needle move to ensure that HR is not a women-centric job itself? How to remove the taboo associated with it for guys?
Madam, should I tell you one thing, if you don't mind? I think you, as a lady, you should not ask this question. See, this is one thing I was wanted to ask. Why this question? Women, I don't know who told you. Women are there in army today. Women are pilots there. I mean, they're fighter flights there moving. They're there everywhere. And efficiently, police department, they're there. They are no way less than men, madam. I believe, I don't know why. That is, see, I will tell you, it's not, I don't agree, first of all, see, that women-centric and all. Particularly in big public, big private companies and all, no, these women, it is difficult in a way to some extent for women, because when they have to deal with unions and some cantankerous employees, no, it is difficult for women if you ask, because they come and shout very wrong language they use. I don't say very unparliamentary enough, but really it's difficult. See, sometimes I've been as a junior manager also. Alone, I've tackled many people, but it is very difficult. It's not very easy. As I told you, you should have patience. If you lose tongue, if you say one wrong word, you are gone. Even by unintentionally also, they will know it by mistake, but they will catch hold of that and harass you. So it is women. Women cannot come to work so easily. It's not that. It's a wrong notion. But to some extent, I can tell you, in nowadays IT companies and all, the union roles are less, because the employees are not that strong. You can easily remove. So because of that, no, and they also leave and go. So because of that, that audacity or shouting and all will not be there in small companies. But in my opinion, madam, this is not, opinion is not correct. Another reason why this idea or image is coming, I found many ladies they prefer in HR. I don't know why. So everybody thinks that for ladies HR is very easy like that. I personally don't agree with this. It is difficult. It's not that easy. Rather, I tell you in finance or marketing also, they have to travel around, move and all. Finance, for example, table job, you have to apply your mind and do so. But HR, you have to deal with human beings, and all human beings are, not gentlemanly behavior. At least 90%, you don't know how they behave when individual himself will not after 10 minutes what he will do. So when you have to deal ladies, gents, is all difficult.
Yes, sir. This was the questions which we got from participants, sir. So I had to ask you.
I expected the man should have asked, not a lady. Anyway, it's a joke apart. You can go ahead.
Sir, what will be the future trends in HR area?
See, the COVID has introduced one thing, work from home. Of course, it was there in IT and all. It can be done in other places also. That is one. And see, more and more IR is gone today. Industrial relations, no. It used to be 70s, 80s, 90s and all. Those it is mainly IR. Earlier, our designation used to be personnel manager, not human resource. Human resource manager is a recent trend. You see, even many of the companies, even today, it is not HR department. Even it's a personnel department. As a personnel manager. So they have to deal with personnel. So that is basically IR. So that is gone. Now labor legislations also is getting changed. The unions have, because introduction of computers, the importance of workers to some extent has reduced. For example, best thing is banks. You see, earlier the computer was 20 years ago or so, everything was there to do on ledgers and manual things. No, you have to depend mainly on the non-executives. So what is happened? The IR management. See, one day they go on strike, the bank function will stop. Now what has happened? If they go, their strike has no value today. If they go and say, go, management will be happy, you go, bhaiya, go. Our junior executive, we still ourselves will do on computers because system is taking care. Similarly, in many, bank is the best example in so many areas. In our company also, the production is same, okay. Many things have been mechanized. And in particularly finance, even HR also, our database is a computer database. Okay, everything is computer. If I want somebody's detail, I can see in myself. Earlier days, I have to call somebody. He will call, bring his personal file or some ledger, or he will type it and give me. So I have to depend on somebody. The dependability has gone. Now IR management, industrial relations, as it is normal only most of the time. And also even courts and all have come heavily. If somebody goes on strike, it will be treated as, first of all, illegal means. Earlier, what we used to do, we used to cut their salary. Now courts are permitted to take action on them. Even you see that fellow Patel, politically also, that one Patel is from Gujarat. He was fighting for, now he is in jail. You know why? He has damaged public property so much. A court is asking him to pay that money first, and then after that you apply for bail. Punishment is next stage. Now he is inside in a lockup. Bail is also not being, case is not over, but bail is also not given because courts are very strong. Even now, earlier this workers, they also used to do. They strike me. They'll throw stones on cars or vehicles, or even the famous Maruti in Gurgaon. They murdered on HR man, some artist some 10, 15 years ago. Those things have completely gone because if they do something, first thing is that earlier we used to cut salary, or even if you deduct salary, after some time union will gang up and they used to take money for that also. Nowadays those things have gone. It is only HR. HR means human resources. What is the resource? How best a man can be utilized? His skills can be utilized. How best we can get best out of him. Those are how best we can provide training, upgrade his skills, upgrade his knowledge, how to redeploy, where we can use, how sometimes we can making multi-skilling, or even after retirement, what are the facilities we can use. These things are getting more and more importance. Now that IR has gone, future also will be there. More of artificial intelligence has come now. Those, depending on human is getting reduced. So because of that, HR also, see earlier HR managers, they have to work mainly in plant and all. They are also sometimes looking like workers, dirty, because they are moving in dirty clothes and all this. Today is more of depending on machinery is reduced. So they are also becoming more. And another thing also, you see, earlier, many big companies, there was no HR man, no personal man. Today, it is gaining its own importance. HR is getting a lot of importance. Is as an HR, IR to from personal manager, that is basically industrial relation, to human resource management is totally already taken. The shift has taken place. Further, it will be fine-tuned, more depending on artificial intelligence, more on machinery will be there. It will be much more sophisticated than what it is.
So can you list the successful HR strategies of your organization?
At least I can say about myself from HR and my team. See, I am very open. I don't hide anything. Any union comes, I talk, I say, somewhere. I have seen my colleagues in Steel at the other companies. I know many HR executives. They know they keep something with them. When you are having a discussion or telling or making a presentation and all, some information or some idea they don't tell. They keep, I'll use it later on. But I am open. When I say something to union, I tell A to Z. That means I'm more transparent. And what I say, I believe. I don't say lies. What happens? Sometimes you may feel low. Some people say it's foolish and all, but actually, you want to get the faith and confidence of your workers, union or management, your top bosses.